So today I'm going to be going through the push-up test. So for this test, you're just going to need an area which you have enough room to perform push-ups, and then someone to monitor the test in order to count reps, and then to make sure that form is being executed correctly throughout the whole entire process. So what this test is measuring for, so it could either be testing anaerobic or aerobic energy systems depending on how long the athlete or client is able to do push-ups. So that kind of depends, but then for sports performance wise, it's going to be testing mainly upper body strength, shoulders, triceps, and then your upper back muscles too. So sports which would be using this most likely would be sports where the upper body is incorporated, so like football, basketball, hockey, where the upper body is going to be very vital into performing and executing whatever the athlete needs to do. A sport where that would not be using this test very often would be like a sport like soccer, where it's mainly lower body based and your upper body obviously like isn't used very much or often unless you're like the goalie, let's say. So in order to do these exercises, first we're going to do 3 dynamic warm-up exercises to help kind of warm up that upper body. So first we're going to just do some arm circles. So have enough room, we're just going to go forward, starting off with small and gradually getting bigger. This is really going to help in the glenohumeral joint, and then we're just going to go the other way. Same thing. All right, next exercise is going to be the arm crossover. So we're going to go just cross over right here. Your opposite arm should be holding it and kind of pushing it backwards so you can feel that stretch back here in the back, upper back muscles, and then you might always feel it in your tricep also. So this is the second one. And then the next exercise is going to be called, or what I've learned is always called, it's called a push-up plus. So because it is just for a warm-up, you can do this against like any wall or just like any hard surface. So I kind of angle this. So like I said, any just wall or hard surface. So a normal push-up against a wall is going to look just like this. Right there. That is it. Okay, but with a push-up plus, you're going to be protracting, retracting those scapulas even more to really activate those muscles back there, okay? So a normal push-up will look like this again. A push-up plus will look like this. So normal, and then this is what the plus. So you're really just focusing on that scapular movement back there. That can also be done to get ready for this push-up test that we're about to perform. So those are the 3 dynamic exercises you can do. So now we're going to go step by step through it and show you how to perform this exercise. So after performing that short warm-up / dynamic exercise movements, we're going to be on the ground in a push-up position, okay? So find that open space that you may have. It can be pretty much anywhere. So you're going to start in a push-up position. So just like you were taught in grade school, hands up, feet back, and you want to try to maintain that straight line the whole time, okay? So your feet should be together in the back, hands should be shoulder width apart right up here, and you should start with your elbows fully extended, so they should be straight just like this. So while keeping that straight line from your toes to hips and shoulders, you're going to bend your arms down to 90 degrees and then come back up to the starting position, and that's going to be 1 rep. So 1 rep, again, should be right here, down and up. I can't go to 90, but essentially your arms are going to go down to here. So again, down to that 90 and then back up, okay? So that would be 1 rep. Again, so I'm going to show you kind of a modified version just so you can get the full effect of what those arms should look like. So I'm just going to do it on my knees. So you should be here. You're going to go down to 90 and up. That's exactly what it should look like, okay? Obviously, you still want to be maintaining that straight line back down the whole entire time, okay? So to continue this test, you have to maintain that form at all times, and then you just want to try to do as many reps as possible, okay? And then that total number of reps that you get at the very end is going to be, we're going to use to see where you are compared to the norm, and like kind of rank yourself, okay? So, common mistakes that can be done, or actually I'm going to go over norms first. So this is according to ACSM. So there's a difference between men and women. Women, 6 or less is considered very poor. So that's where I would be, full disclosure. And then excellent would be considered 48 or more. And then in between there's poor, average, and then good. And then for men, very poor would be 20 or less, and then excellent would be 54 or more. So it kind of just depends. Obviously this is a lot. There is no time restraint. As long as you can just keep that correct form throughout, that is what's going to get you one of those rep points, okay? So common mistakes that can happen, obviously, is not keeping your body in that straight line. That's very, very important. And then also making sure your arms get all the way to 90, okay? So those are going to be the biggest things during the push-up test that you have to look out for in order to get those points, because once you mess up, then it's considered failure. So, and then one thing you could do in order to progress or regress this exercise. So to progress this exercise, instead of making it like a normal push-up, shoulder width apart, down to 90, come back up, you could do a triceps. So I'll kind of show you what that would look like. So, oops. For triceps, again, I'm just going to do it on my knees. So normal would be here, correct? So triceps, you're going to bring it in, and then when you're bending your arms, it's going to go straight back. So we're not going outward, or we're not abducting our arm. It's going to go straight back. So I'll show you on my knees again. So this would be considered normal is here. And then tricep, bear with me, is going to be here. Okay, so you're just keeping those arms in. And then, kind of like I showed you, a way to regress this exercise to make it a little bit easier for people like me would be to do it on your knees, which I was just showing you. Obviously, with the more progression, obviously you want to be up on your feet as much as you can. But having it on your knees can get you used to the movements you should be feeling, everything else. So, overall, that is the push-up test.